there is a place where everything is light years ahead of the rest of humanity.
Our facilities are world apart. One of the best academic and non-academic training available libraries and laboratories, second to none. Top of the range manpower. We run programs in computer science, architecture, industrial biotechnology, information systems, business administration, international relations, mass communication, public administration at undergraduate, postgraduate, PGD and PhD levels.
And many more.
Experienced global academic standards at the rock bottom fees in the most learner-friendly atmosphere. Caleb University, Kilometer 15, Ikorodu Itoikin Road, Imota, Lagos.
Visit www.calebuniversity.edu.ng or call 0703-727-0349 or 0803-113-8996. Caleb University, for God and humanity.
And I am a pupil from Caleb Group of Schools. I am here to talk about the International Mother Language Day. In 1999, UNESCO, United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, first announced a day to promote awareness of linguistic and cultural diversity and to promote multilingual learning.
In year 2002, the United Nations General Assembly recognized that day and was adopted in the year 2007. Today, all over the world, we celebrate the International Mother's Language Day every year on February 21st.
The 1st of February is known as the International Woman Language Day, was the initiative of Bangladesh, whose people fought for the recognition of Bangla language to this day.
And today, we join the world on this very significant day.
Using technology for multilingual learning, advantages and challenges. To educate and enlighten us on this thing, we have the most honorable privilege to chat with the #1 educator in Lagos State, the Honorable Commissioner of Education in Lagos State, Mrs. FOLASHADE ADEFISAYO.
Come with us as we explore the issue of using technology for multilingual learning with the Honorable Commissioner at the Office of the Commissioner, Ministry of Education in Alausa, Lagos State.
You can please make your presentation. Honorable Commissioner, you have the students have a presentation.
On behalf of the Director, Dr. Ola Adefisayo, and the entire Caleb Group of Schools, we present this to you now. For
Principal, Caleb British International School, Miss Shola Adiola, she's the head teacher, Caleb International School, Surulere. Let's put hands together for ourselves, students. Thank you very much for...
We know the wonderful work you've been doing. You've really influenced most of our decisions, most of the things we do. You are a force to reckon with. We felt that the best position, the best person to meet, you know, to enlighten us and also give opportunity for the learners to get a first-hand information is to meet the Honorable Commissioner. So on behalf of the Director, once again, we say thank you for giving us this opportunity to have this chat with you. Thank you, ma'am.
Very glad to have you here because it's important that you know how government works, how we do things, why we do some of the things that we do. So I'm excited about your questions, and I'm also excited about the fact that you come here for Mother Tongue Day. It's important for us to know that our language is critical, and it's important for you to also know that our language is dying. I hope you know that, because the next generation is not speaking it. You actually can't speak it, most of you, I can imagine. You actually cannot hold a conversation with you. But that means that young children are also not going to speak it. So that means that we are losing the languages. In my master's thesis, I studied Yoruba. I studied multilingualism across our schools, and one lesson came out that Yoruba and Co may die over the next 50 years. Very few people will be speaking the language. I think that's a tremendous loss for mankind when the language is good. Because when your language goes, your culture goes, your history goes, your tradition, the way you do things, the traditions, they all go. You lose them all. So I hope you think deeply about these things and know that it is important to speak your mother tongue. It does not affect your English at all. I wish you heard my mother. My mother's diction is impeccable. She speaks English with an impeccable diction. But she speaks her mother tongue, not just Yoruba, but her dialect, Ondo, perfectly as well.
It's International Mother Language Day, and this year's theme was using technology for multilingual learning, challenges and opportunities. We would like to begin this chat proper by asking you what multilingual learning is and if it really happens in Nigerian schools, particularly in Lagos State. Thank you, ma'am.
To shed more light on what multilingualism means. To start with means multi, it's a word on its own that means more than one, many. And then lingual means a language. It's gotten from the word language. So when you say multilingualism, we are talking about different types of languages. Now the question, the way you the question, to answer the question now, multilingualism is not just it's like speaking various languages and trying to incorporate it into learning. Now, how does it aid or foster proper learning within the students? Now, if I speak Igbo fluently and you speak Igbo fluently, though you don't know all of them, I can come in with adages, I can come in with proverbs, I can come in with words I know you might not be familiar with, which will aid your learning. Now, imagine I want to take ICT with Igbo language. Now, you are not just going to learn ICT based on the English word, but you also learn some other words that could be used to describe probably a computer in any other language. Now, another way is probably maybe Spaniard, maybe Igbo, maybe Yoruba, and every other thing like that.
In Lagos State, for example, people come from different parts of the country. You cannot impose, though we are trying to say at least, remember that this is a state in the southwest, so we do want you to have assembly in Yoruba on a particular day. If you can, we want you to promote the Yoruba language. If you can, first, it's a very beautiful language, very lyrical, very easy to speak, very nice to hear, so, and very important to millions of people. So, why don't you learn to speak it? But you can't do it here. You can't enforce it in the classroom. Once you learn a language, 2 languages, you are good. I have a friend who speaks 7 languages. She's Calabar, so she speaks Calabar. She speaks, what's the language Cross River? She speaks Efik. She was born and bred in Lagos, so she speaks Yoruba. She went to school in Lagos, she speaks English. She studied French and German, she speaks French and German. She married an Igbo man. She speaks Igbo. So it's wonderful to see her switching. When you walk with her on the street, I can't roll, I can't stop. And then the next minute, she's saying, bonjour monsieur. And it's quite, it's a gift anyway, and it's good to have many languages.
My name is Eparo Christopher, and I'm also from Kenya British International School. We're in the 21st century, technology is reigning here and there. So Ma, how do you use technology integrating in our school systems to facilitate on multilingual learning?
With lots of visual cues and so on. So I think for one, the power of the internet and technology can be deployed to teach yourself a new language or a new skill, any skill you want to teach yourself really. You can teach yourself to play the piano, can't you? Yeah, you can teach yourself a lot of things. I'm not very good with time daily. So when I'm out of the country, I just put on YouTube and follow the instructions. And it turns out to be rather nice actually.
My name is Adefisayyo. I would like to know how you got to where you are today.
My dear, give her a round of applause. I used to be a banker many years ago. Then I switched over to manufacturing. Then I switched over to education. So in education, I actually worked actually started with the Corona schools as the executive director and chief executive. Because they just wanted an administrator. And when I got there, I loved the job. I loved education. I've forgotten everything about banking. And I just went, I even did a master, I did postgraduate degree, I did a master's degree in education because I wanted to be an educationist. So I worked, and then after Corona, I started consulting. So I worked that's when I went to Edo, stay in Edo State. From Corona, I started consulted for state governments, international bodies. And then one day, somebody called me and said, my name is Babajide Sanwo-Olu. And I laughed and I said, for one night, continue. And he said, no. In fact, I almost threw away the phone because I said it cannot be. So he said he would like to talk with me. That's how I met Governor Sanwo-Olu. And when he constituted his cabinet, he asked if I would join. So that's how I got here, by working. A lot of work. I'm not a natural politician in that I was not a member of any political party. I did not campaign, but now I have to be. Work hard, stay focused, be determined, be passionate about what you are doing and visionary with it. Even before I got into government, my motto, my focus was to make a difference in education. So I didn't know how I was going to, so I started consulting for state governments and so on. So making a difference. I even lived in Osogbo for 1.5 years, running a government school in Osogbo.
Is it possible for someone who is very bad at things to become very victorious later on?
Absolutely. My belief as an educationist is that there is an A-star in everybody. I don't know what that is. It might be dancing, it might be public speaking, and it might be maths. But my job as an educationist is to find that A-star and help the child nurture that A-star. That is when I was still in school. That's why I miss school, because working with children every day, you start to see that this is a potential leader, this is a potential great singer, this is a potential whatever, you know. There are many things that God has deposited in each one of us, and you have to believe that in every human being there is a spark, there is an A-star.
Considering multilingual learning, is there a way to introduce this new paradigm to schools located in our local areas?
In our local areas, one language to the other in class. So they actually do. They may not be able to deploy technology, but the teachers actually have to teach that way, because many of the students do not have the kind of background that you have, where home reinforces your ability to speak English well. Nobody is going to reinforce that, so they have to keep on teaching them in both languages.
My question is, in your opinion, what are the challenges that educators and learners will face or are likely experiencing when we deploy multilingual learning?
What is green in Yoruba? There is no word for it. It's just awewe or something like that. That is the color of the leaf. So there is no word for it. So again, there might not be words for some of the, especially the more technical terms. In which case, language is living. It's not a dead thing. So you keep on, you have to keep reinventing words and so on.
My name is Bernie Menzi Feodorakishi. My question is, can you tell us what are some of the benefits of multilingual learning to the learners and the Nigerian society at large?
Being bilingual has a positive impact on the development of the brain and how rapidly. You know, it requires you to think very rapidly and move from one language to the other and so on. So that it's well documented research. So for the students themselves, it's good to be multilingual. So there are many advantages to it. I think there are too many for you not to want to be multilingual, and you can be multilingual in as many subjects as you want with technology now. You know, you can learn any language. You can learn any language. You can go and learn Spanish if you want to.
What are the things you can do to improve and make people speak their various languages?
All of us that grew up where I grew up on Adidro, none of us spoke English at all until our first day in school. It was there that they taught us English. But then I remember on Saturdays there was this lady who used to tell stories. It was a lot of fun. You sit down, and those days, don't forget, TV was black and white or non-existent. So we start by the radio listening to like Tales by Moonlight. But they made it very interesting. There were many plays, there were many things like that. So it was even nice to speak it. And if you didn't speak it, people made fun of you. But I think some of our singers are trying. Because they now sing in the language. It's now not so bad. Abi, who sings in Yoruba? I think one or two. Who? Davido sings in Yoruba. Dekule Gold, right? Yes. Are they cool?
Yes.
We pray that God will keep you.
The mother tongue day usually is a child's first language. The language of their environment, the language of their parents. And so it's a very critical language indeed, because it builds a lot of things other than language. It builds social skills. It enables a child to understand the history, the geography, the culture, the sociology of their people, and so on. So it's a very important day indeed. I encourage children to speak their mother tongue, to learn their mother tongue, and mostly to love their mother tongue. Because when you understand it, you will actually love it. It will influence a lot of the things that you do, and you will understand the history of your people and why they are truly great people indeed. So, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Sorry,
yes. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much.
Yeah, again, one more.
Came to visit the commission on a constant visit, basically to commemorate with her on the occasion of the Mother Language Day. Interestingly, we've learned a whole lot. As a result, our learners are quite equipped, much more than they were before our coming.
Well, we are catering for the nurturing and the raising of godly leaders. Are you hoping to look for a place where your children will be taken well care of, where they'll get a well-rounded education and also achieve excellence in learning and moral? Then come over and partner with us. We'll be having the first entrance for 2022-2023 academic session on February 26th at our school in Magodo, Kayode Crescent, Caleb International School, for all sections, the preschool and the elementary, and we hope and look forward to having you.
We have a website, calebschools.com, so they can go to the website, log in, download the form. It's just 10,000 naira, or they can just walk into the school, purchase the form, fill it, submit, and we have our entrance examination coming up on the 26th as well of February 2022 by 8 a.m.
We have enjoyed the company of the commission or the Commissioner of Education here in Lagos, and it was quite a fantastic time to celebrate the multilingual mother tongue. And we've come to actually learn how fantastic and impressive it is to cherish our mother tongue and to also keep it alive and never allow anything to tarnish it. And this is why we'll do all we can at Caleb to nourish, to protect, and to cherish our mother tongue.
Caleb International School Surulere is at 58C Bankolemo off Akerele Surulere, and then definitely one of the group of school, Caleb group of school. Just call 080-6255-3793, 080-6255-3793 for more information. We are always there to serve you.
The first step is to obtain an entrance form. Okay, then we have a different date stated for these exams. We have conducted some series of exams. Now we are looking forward to the next phase of the common entrance exam.
There is a place where everything is light years ahead of the rest of humanity.
Our facilities are world apart. One of the best academic and non-academic training available libraries and laboratories, second to none. Top of the range manpower. We run programs in computer science, architecture, industrial biotechnology, information systems, business administration, international relations, mass communication, public administration at undergraduate, postgraduate, PGD, and PhD levels,
and many more.
Experienced global academic standards at the rock bottom fees in the most learner-friendly atmosphere. Caleb University, Kilometer 15, Ikorodu Itoikin Road, Imota, Lagos.
Visit www.calebuniversity.edu.ng or call 0703-727-0349 or 0803-113-8996. Caleb University, for God and humanity.